welcome back. This is your second session of the day. And for you who are joining us now, welcome to day 4 of Preemie Power Week. I'm Fabiana Bacchini, Executive Director of the Canadian Premature Babies Foundation, CPBF, and your host for this event. The Preemie Power Week is the second of 2 international live series that CPBF is hosting in 2020 in recognition of World Prematurity Day. These education sessions are in collaboration with the International Family Integrated Care Committee, the Canadian Association of Neonatal Nurses, EFCNI, and GLANCE, the Global Alliance for the Newborn Care. For those not familiar with CPBF, we are a charitable organization, and our mission is to support and educate Canadian families of premature babies every step of the way. We believe that through consistent information, access to helpful resources, and peer support inside and outside the NICU, we can empower families, ensuring they are ready to care for their baby. Consistent information is especially important today when we are facing a global pandemic. With educational sessions like this, we intend to bring you the guidance of healthcare professionals and knowledge gathered by researchers around the world. These are valuable tools to help our community raise awareness and advocate for the well-being of families and babies. I'd like to thank AbbVie for the unrestricted educational grant and Pampers for supporting the Preemie Power Week. And right now, we're going to talk about NowICU, connecting moms with babies. This presentation will highlight the process, timeline, journey of an ICU parent, and family comments about technology. And I have here with me, directly from Edmonton in Canada, Dr. Mehboob Sharif Shaik, who is a neonatologist and passionate about family-integrated care. He envisioned and successfully implemented NowICU project, connecting sick mothers with their sick babies in the NICU at the Misericordia Hospital in 2019. He collaborated with adult mental health and introduced maternal mental health support for mothers with babies in the NICU in 2017. And he also introduced donor human milk bank in NICUs in Edmonton Zone in 2012. He encouraged a lot of programs to be created in his unit. And he's also a recipient of the Health Quality Council of Alberta Patient Experience Award. He was nominated Doctor of the Week Alberta Health Services in May 2019 and received the Physician Innovator Award by the Edmonton Zone Medical Association. Dr. Sheikh, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Fabiana. You can hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay.
You can share your screen and guide us through your presentation, and we're going to have a period of Q&A at the end.
Okay, my screen is visible, right?
It's perfect.
Okay, it's perfect. Okay. We are all in different time zones, so I would like to say good day to everyone who is joining for these very interesting presentations that are ongoing. I would like to thank Canadian Premature Babies Foundation, thank Fabiana, Patricia, and all others for inviting me to share our experience in implementing NowICU initiative at the Misericordia Hospital. We have been connecting mothers in labor and delivery with their babies in neonatal intensive care unit. I heard Dr. Jessica Dubé do an excellent presentation prior to me, and I did learn a lot of points from her presentation. I do not have anything to disclose, and I dedicate this presentation to all the mothers who were separated from the babies soon after delivery. The objectives of this presentation are to demonstrate that improving patient experience can start with one patient's feedback and one provider who is listening. The provider could be any healthcare provider who has interest in improving the patient experience. Simple solutions to issues can often be most impactful. That is what we noticed in our NowICU project. Interventions involving technology do not have to be complex or costly to make a big difference. We didn't spend even a single penny when we implemented this project. We working in neonatology, we all witness almost every day an obstetrical emergency the rough roller coaster road a family goes through. It's our day to day experience that we see the families going to all this turmoil. And soon after delivery, there's a tsunami of emotional reactions that a mother feels when she is suddenly separated from her baby. To just quote a few, there's an abrupt disconnect. The mother feels there's a feeling of emptiness. There's a fear of unknown. The mother asks, "Where is my baby? How is my baby? Is my baby alive? Is my baby breathing?" That fear of unknown is very real. A feeling of powerless, helplessness, and separation distress and anxiety are one of the very important emotional reactions that we routinely see in these parents. During one of my encounters with a mother, one of the mothers told me, I feel I missed so much during my baby's early hours after birth, as I was hospitalized after delivery. Those little things, such as looking into my baby's eyes, hearing my baby's cry, and most importantly, what was happening to my baby in NICU. I wish I could see, could hear, be a part of my care. Those were very, very powerful words for me. So I reflected upon her feedback and went around doing my research. Remember, this was in 2016. Remember, this was before the COVID, when we were all normal. There was no new normal there. We were all in a normal living life. So this was in 2016. When I did internet search, I found that Mount Sinai Hospital was using iPads with great benefits to the parents. So I thought, okay, maybe I can help the parents bond with their babies when both of them are sick and both of them can't be moved to see each other. And I approached our information technology department and the virtual health department. And we all know from our experience how our IT departments are extremely cautious about security, confidentiality, privacy of the involved patients. So it took a long time, a lot of resilience and persuasion, and a lot of thick skin for me from my first thought to roll this program out to make it real. So we started in August 2016, and I had to go up to every level I needed to go in the IT department to get it implemented. And ultimately, in 2019, after 3 years of listening to no to a lot of requests, we finally succeeded. We tried to ask permission to the IT department to use Facebook. They said no, you cannot use. Videos were not allowed, and uh, for we were not allowed to buy our own iPads and use, because again, the privacy and confidentiality issues were always there as big barriers. However, in 2019, after a lot of persuasion, we were given these two units. One is a baby, the smaller one is a baby unit. This is the baby unit. Sorry, this is the mother's unit, and this is the baby unit. So this is extremely portable. It can be put in very small places and can be put very close to the mother, and the mother can see her baby very clearly. This is the baby unit. You can see it has a big table, and it can be rolled right close to the incubator. And this can be kept very close to the baby's face, and the mother can see it. These iPads are customized. They are clean slate. They do not have any applications. They do not record, and it is just live streaming. And the IT department is very, very wanted to use only the stands, because the stands, you can see that the iPads are locked. So they wanted to be very careful about preventing injury. So there was a risk of these iPads falling onto the mother or onto the baby and causing injury. And the IT department did not want that to happen. So the iPads were taken, they were locked, and they were given to us on these mobile carts. And the first time when we used it, The mother who was looking at the baby, she said, "Now I see you." That was a name we caught up. There are so many other terminology that the mothers use. Some of them say, "There you are," and one mother said, "I missed you so much." So these are the first reaction of a mother when she sees her baby for the first time. Remember, both are sick, both are separated, and both are in the same hospital. This technology is used in the hospital and is not. We don't use it outside the hospital. And the process of using this is very simple. You just open up using the password, unlock the iPad, and place a call, and the iPads connect to the other iPad automatically, and you are live streaming. A word of caution: whenever we are live streaming, we put in this telehealth progress caution so that you are live, your voices are being heard by the other people, and you should be very conscious that you are not talking any confidential information of other patients or any of your personal experiences that you want to talk or chat with your colleague when this session is ongoing. So we keep it as soon as the session is started, and one should be aware that you are live streaming both audio and video. And like I told, none of the video that is streamed is recordable. Video is disabled. You can't take photos. That is also disabled. Once the iPad is switched off, there is no way to go back and see what it was about. So there's no storage, there's no memory. And iPads connect to each other and no other device when dialed in using password, which is provided by the Alberta Health Services. Parents can't sign in; they have to request us to sign in. And we don't collect any identifiable information or record anything at all about the patients or the people who are using the iPads. And the unit which we call which we call the mother's unit, it is always facing towards the mother. What is on the iPad is not visible to anyone in a room if she shares the room with some other patients. And to maintain privacy for audio, they can use their own iPads, or if they request, we can provide them with earpads. Again, because the audio is if the earbuds are not used, other people or other patients can hear what we are discussing or talking about the patient's the baby's care with the mothers. We can use this mobile iPads mounted on the cards anywhere in the hospital. We most routinely use it in the recovery room, in the LND, and in the postpartum, and we have used it in the adult ICU as well. Once the iPad is switched off, once the use is not there anymore, once the mother is mobile and is able to come and visit her baby in person, we collect the surveys. The surveys are collected, and again, when we collect the surveys, we don't identify. There's no name, there's no address, or any information which can identify the patients or collected in the surveys. The benefits, well, what we noticed was the biggest one was suppression distress between the mothers and the babies. And again, whenever we switch on these iPads, there is a lot of emotion that happens between the mothers and also the NICU nurses who are taking care of the mother and the babies. So there's a lot of emotions. You see so many people crying around once the mother sees the baby and says, "Okay, now I see you." The other one is bonding. Mothers have expressed, it was such a wonderful experience to see my baby. I feel I'm so connected with her as soon as I see the baby. They have reported to me that they find the letdown reflex, and which is really very beneficial for the mother. And we use this technology in daily care team rounds. So the mother is part of the rounds, and whatever we do, we describe it to the mother who is in the L&D, and we actually show her the whole room so that um, she is used to what instruments we're using. She sees how the room is, what the phototherapy units are. She can see the ventilators, the CPAP machines, and the infusion pumps. So once she comes in person, she does not have to be in a shock looking at a baby hooked up to all these pumps and breathing machines. So we do a virtual tour of the room of the baby so that she's used to the baby's room, and we also introduce ourselves to her. So when she comes, she already knows who is the nurse, who is the doctor, and whom she has been talking to, and she is part of our decision making. We ask her whether she needs donated human milk, whether she needs formula, or whether she needs, whether how she's pumping, how we can help her. So this gives a lot of empowerment to the mothers, and the helplessness or the powerlessness that they feel is substantially decreased. And we can use this technology not only in the hospital, but to any other hospital in the province which is under Alberta Health Services. As long as we know the telehealth connection number, we can dial in and connect it with their facility and show it to the and show the mother to the babies. And we have done it in a couple of hospitals where the mother was so sick that she was not able to be transferred to along with the baby, and the baby had to be with us because we were able to provide the level 2 care which was not available in the peripheral hospitals. So it has been a great tool in bonding the parents. Now coming to the parent comments, after, like I told, after every survey, we ask them to document their experience, and it is a bit challenging to go and ask them soon after the sessions, because they're still stressed. We don't want to overly uh, stress them more than what they already are in. The comments that we collected were, and have taken consent from the parents to show their comments. One father said, "I would have to be either with my wife or my baby if this technology was not available. We can now share our feelings together watching our baby in the NICU. I can explain and show her what is told to me in the NICU during my physical visit. We just love it. It is next best to the real experience." The iPads gave us a way to be together even if we weren't in the same room. It was very pleasant experience, especially since I was unable to get out of bed to go to see him. I hope this program gets spread out across the province. I felt relaxed and satisfied that my baby is fine after I saw my baby on iPad. It shortened the distance between the baby and the mother. Very helpful. It was a great tool to see your baby, especially after C-section when it is so difficult to walk for the first 2 days. I felt really good to see my baby. One mother said, felt that the baby was with me. I think these are very powerful statements made by the parents, and it really has made a big impact on our teams who take care of the parents. They feel they are doing a great service by using the iPads, and being a part of the family even before they visit the NICU. The surveys the information that we collect on surveys or the demographic, whether the survey is being done by the parent, by the father or the mother or the grandparent, and the date when the survey was done, whether they would use it again, and whether they would recommend it to their friends or other family members. And we really need to know the feedback the about the clarity of the audio and the video, and whether we were able to maintain confidentiality and privacy of this whole uh, uh, situation when they were using the iPads. And what was the experience? Did they feel good? Did they feel bad? Or did they like it? So this survey, we are still in the process of collecting our data. Once we have it, we'll do a qualitative research analysis, and then we'll be presenting it. And this is the team that were involved in making this project successful. And like Fabiana told, the Health Quality Council of Alberta gave us a patient experience award, as this was found to be very empowering to the parents. Thank you. And I would like to share a video, if Fabiana can upload it, so that we can join the journey of Christian and Quinn.
My name is Kristin Cornelek. I am an RN here at the Misericordia Hospital. I was really sick with a cold and I was really feeling unwell, and I decided to come into the hospital, but it turns out that I had H1N1 and bilateral pneumonia. The birth itself, I vaguely remember being so sick and in such a condition I wasn't actually able to go and see my newborn child. I don't know if it was the first time I saw the iPad and saw her or not, but I distinctly remember seeing her for the first time under lights and being able to hear the nurses and my husband in the background and being able to see her little movements. And for me, with everything that had gone on, it finally felt real. I finally felt connected, because otherwise I never would have had the opportunity to see my child.
Here the mother is able to see the baby and talk to the baby and hear the baby as well, right? And the baby is able to hear, as you said. This is the initial bonding, and when a mother feels, both the mother and the baby, they feel the separation distress. When you separate the mother and the baby, there is a distress, and this technology kind of connects that. It gives them, to feel as if they are in the moment.
It allowed me to bond in some ways, to be able to see my child, to know that she was okay, to know that although I couldn't be there for her, she was cared for, she was loved, she was safe, and that, as soon as I got better, I was going to be able to see her. And so that gave me a sense of comfort and relief.
Dr. Sheikh, thank you so much for your presentation. Congratulations on this initiative. It's a very well-deserved award, because we know how hard it is for moms, especially the moms who are sick with the babies or transfer, where the baby gets to another hospital, and she has the possibility to go and see the baby, be with the baby. So congratulations on that. So what has changed since the beginning of the pandemic in your unit with the technology?
So with the pandemic, the Zoom has come in, and but again, like I told you, this is not a Zoom application. This is a software. It's known as Polycom. It is used by telehealth here at the Alberta Health Services. So with regards to the use of technology, nothing has changed much, because once the patients come in, they're screened, and they are screened for COVID, and most of them are, luckily for us, have been not positive. However, when you see what you saw in the video, the mother, Kristin, she herself has H1N1, and she was isolated for 7 days. So what I call it, we use a PPE for the iPad trolley, for that for the mobile iPad. That is a plastic protective envelope. The PPE for the iPad can be used, and we put it on the whole iPad and the mobile cart, and leave it in the mother. So because it is a plastic one, the baby is still visible, and the whole iPad and the cart is protected. So once it is done, then once it comes out, we do sterilize the whole iPad and the cart. And we left it for 7 days with the mother, who was in complete isolation with H1N1.
Have you used with any patient who have been tested positive with COVID?
Luckily, as I said, we did not have any such patients coming in.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
very.
we're still using it. Yeah, we're still using it routinely in all the other non-COVID patients.
Okay, so we have a comment here. Wow, this is so exciting to see in action, very meaningful to parents of preemies and ill babies in the NICUs. Dr. Sheikh, any other unit in Canada interested in following your steps, or other units already following your steps?
Well, as far as I know, some are already interested. What happened was, with Zoom coming in, a lot of iPads had to be given out to different facilities for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So they're using Zoom, and we are in talks with our family integrated team, FiCare. I see the logo on your website as well. So we are in talks with Karen Benzes and the FiCare team. There's a lot of interest to use it in other areas of the NICU in our province here.
I hope many other units follow your steps. Dr. Sheikh, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us here today. We are very grateful that you're able to join us and share what's happening in Edmonton, and we do hope to see you again very shortly.
Thank you, Fabian, and thank you for everyone for having us.
Thank you.